Okay, today's video is about benzodiazepine withdrawal. I haven't done I don't do many videos anymore. One of the main reasons is because of some stuff that's happening. I'll get to the benzos in a second. I'll let you know how I've been doing lately. So when I stopped making videos, something was happening to me. It's my gallbladder, so I need my gallbladder out. So I'm having attacks when I eat food. Makes me really, really nervous. Very hard to tolerate. The other thing that happened, and this only happened about 8 days, last Monday, not yesterday, but the Monday before that. Where I live in an apartment building, when you go downstairs and I go into the to throw out my trash and stuff, it's all connected underground by apartments, but people throw some good stuff out here. And there was a woman, and she was standing beside a nice white leather sofa, and I went for my walk, and I came back around. When I was done, she was still standing there, and I knew that she was standing there to try to keep it. And I said, "Are you trying to keep it?" She said, "Yeah." And then I offered her help to bring it up to her apartment. And boy, was that a mistake, because I have adhesive arachnoiditis, and you're not supposed to, I don't know, it says you're not supposed to lift over 10 pounds, but another place it says 40. So it's not like it was tough to lift it, but brought it up, and when I left, I pulled my upper back, I pulled my lower back, and at the same time it triggered a pain flare that has only so it's been like almost out of 8 days, it's been here for 7 days. So it's the longest pain flare I've ever had with adhesive arachnoiditis. It makes me wonder, holy shit, could simply lifting that couch cause a progression? So that's the way my life has been otherwise. Despite the pain I go through, there's good things happening in my life. There's a lot of good things happening. So this is benzodiazepines. It takes me a while to write these, because I'm not taking Toradol, so things are tough. I may have to take it soon. Oh yeah, so the 3 months I haven't had Toradol, 93 days, and so it wasn't my ulcers that were bothering me, it was my gallbladder. It was horrific, man, having those attacks. It's like gallstones, and I got diagnosed with gallbladder dyskinesia too. So benzodiazepine withdrawal from short and long-term use. My voice is bad right now. From 25 years of experience. Right away, it's not an easy. Not an easy start with this one. I was prescribed Valium for a panic attack in 1996. Therapeutically, I've been on a benzo for 25 years. Valium, clonazepam, lorazepam, oxazepam, and temazepam. I'll explain withdrawal and what to do after some of my history. In 2000, I tried to come off Valium abruptly before information really existed on the internet. The internet barely existed. Benzo.org, thank God, was the only one. For 3 weeks, I had tried acute withdrawal, and I was traumatized by it. I did it in a psychiatric ward of all places. My doctor didn't warn me of the full consequences. I removed 15 milligrams of Valium acutely for 3 weeks. What a mistake that was. If I knew what was coming, I would have done it acutely anyway. So I would have done it acutely anyways. I'm not telling you to do that. Don't do that. I'm not one for long and drawn out withdrawals. Don't do that, or you'll end up in a lot of trouble. In those 3 weeks, I thought I was going crazy. I literally did. And what I was thinking to myself was, is this really my state? Is what I was saying to myself. I must have had 1,000 panic attacks in those 3 weeks. It was after that experience when I became a benzo addict. The 3-week withdrawal left me in a bad state. A protracted withdrawal phenomenon from the acute withdrawal had started, and it was difficult to stop. It was after 1 year of abuse, so I was using it therapeutically and I was abusing it, when I decided to come off completely. My withdrawals from short-term abuse were different than the therapeutic withdrawals. They were intense and short-lived. Was it possible to abuse benzos while being on a therapeutic dose and still work? The answer for me was yes, but only if you abuse, if your drug of abuse and therapeutic dose drug are different. It's possible that I could be wrong about that. I happened to be with a person who had benzos at the time I withdrew from the Valium, after I reinstituted it. So I reinstituted it. The protracted withdrawal phenomenon was so powerful that Valium just didn't work the same anymore. It led to serious addiction. Over the period of 1 year, I endured about 20 short 1-week intense withdrawals from abuse. I remember at one point I said, I've had enough of everything, I can't take it anymore. And I decided to come off my benzos completely for a second time. What would be the difference between what I'm abusing and my therapeutic dose? So I'm going through all these withdrawals, why would it be any different? I was attending meetings in an addiction center at the time, and I told them, this is it, I'm coming off, and I didn't want to deal with them anymore. I was on 15 milligrams of Valium when I took everything away. A short-term withdrawal was raging when I did it, so when I pulled away my therapeutic dose, I was in withdrawal from abusing others. It actually felt good taking it away. It took a mental block away. During the short-term withdrawal, I would only experience at most 10 different symptoms. I was psyched to come off the therapeutic dose because I thought I knew what to expect. About 1 week into the withdrawal is where I ran into trouble. The withdrawal from Valium comes on slowly, especially because of its slow half-life. The anxiety associated with benzo withdrawal can be completely disabling. Day by day, more symptoms were building. It wasn't resembling my short-term withdrawal experiences. Whatever this is, it's getting serious. Besides the anxiety, my sleep suffered right away, so I had bad insomnia. 1 second. I was having withdrawal dreams that were essentially vivid nightmares. To tell you the truth, my memory isn't that great for it. Week by week, more symptoms picked up until it became unmanageable. The anxiety associated caused me to stay indoors 95% of the time. Sometimes it was literally paralyzing. I would lie in my bed or on a couch for hours with agitating anxiety and irritability. I remember reading an article that said the sheer number of symptoms can resemble any of the worst neurological disorders there are. As the days went on, so did the number of symptoms. What made my situation scary was not having any information about the benzos. My own prescriber wouldn't offer any proper information. It was my psychiatrist. Maybe not everyone who takes long-term benzos gets the protracted withdrawal phenomenon, but I'm sure most people do. I knew I had to face what I did during those 3 weeks. 1 second. One summer before, I didn't expect this. Here's a list of what I experienced, and believe me, this isn't the whole list. Once the withdrawal really kicked in. This was about 1 month to 3 months into it. Anxiety, agitation, restlessness, bright lights, insomnia, paranoia, sneezing, panic attacks, joint and muscle pain, a lot of tension, nightmares, rigidity, electric shocks and zaps, loud noise, short-term memory difficulties, nausea, mood changes, muscle spasms, twitching. Believe me, the list goes on and on for benzodiazepine withdrawal. Vision changes of multiple types, multiple kinds. So there it is. I was stuck in a paralyzed position. The anxiety from these is crazy, absolutely crazy. There were books around about brain disabling treatments, and my dad even managed to get the world's expert at the time on the phone. His name is Peter Bregan. There was no indication, even from him, how long my withdrawal could last. I remember I was on the computer trying to find out, how long is this going to last? How long is this going to last? There was no answers. For me, there was a clear difference between this and opioid withdrawal, which I hadn't experienced at that point. The disability associated with benzo withdrawal was more anxiety paralyzing. I was getting constant panic attacks. When I smoked in my garage, I kept the door down. I still went out for my appointments with my doctors. I thought I was going crazy. There was no information like there is now. How do you think I felt? There was no encouragement from people that had been there. Could this last forever? Was my thought. Like, is this the way it is? I remember it felt like there was never going to be an end, and if there was, my life would suck. I can tell you that the pain experienced in benzo withdrawal wasn't anything as bad as opiate withdrawal. There was a constant tension, muscle, and joint aching. It takes a long time for the receptors in the brain for opiate withdrawal to repair. Here's the bottom line. As the months went on, so did the number of neurological-like symptoms. As the brain is repairing itself, all these symptoms appear. At one time, in the deepest part of my withdrawal, I wrote down 50 simultaneous symptoms happening at once. I was effectively paralyzed with anxiety, panic, tension that created joint and muscle pain. They call it the protracted withdrawal phenomenon for a reason. It's a phenomenon. It's a mystery. The only way to beat it was to wait it out. It sounds easier said than done. If you know what you're going to face, it does make it easier. I didn't have the information or support 20 or more years ago. I thought I was going crazy for half of my withdrawal. Every day I hoped for some kind of change that never came. 15 milligrams of Valium, 5 milligrams 3 times per day. That was my dose. After 4 long months, I felt the intensity of the anxiety start to go down. Unfortunately, my story took a bad turn as the withdrawal was ending. I got sick from an antidepressant serotonin syndrome. After almost beating the withdrawal, 1 second. I can't talk too long without getting breathless, like really breathless. After almost beating it, I had to reinstitute a benzo to stop convulsions and myoclonic jerks, myoclonus. It is beatable. Now let me fast forward 14 years. I was on high-low, so because of that and all these seizures and stuff that came with this, I was put on high-dose benzos. At one point, it was a quality of 12 milligrams of Ativan, 12. So I had 8 milligrams of Ativan, 90 milligrams of temazepam. It was crazy. They were making me sick and clouding my mind. The temazepam was causing my gallbladder to hurt for reasons I still don't know. It had to go. In all, I did 2 drops of the benzo. The 8 milligrams had already been brought to 4 without any issue, which was kind of weird. It was probably making me that sick. In the hospital, they switched my temazepam to oxazepam, which is a similar hypnotic. I dropped to 1.5 milligrams of Ativan from 4, and 90 oxazepam to 45. It was a crazy drop. I didn't have patience for a long and drawn-out withdrawal. At first, I felt better. Within 1 week, I got super ill. Within a short time, I was agitated, irritable, anxiety attacks. It didn't resemble the Valium withdrawal a decade and a half earlier. For the most part, I had a lot of restlessness, restless legs. The difference is that I'm on different meds now compared to then. I have severe chronic pain and I take pain meds. Some of my pain meds likely help the muscle pain and tension. 1 month after the first drop, I dropped another. So a month later, I dropped another milligram of Ativan, and I went from 45 to 15 of oxazepam. Holy shit. That was a huge drop, man. That's where I left it. It worked out well in the end. For the acute phase to die off took 4 months. The lingering effects went on for 1 year plus. It just gets better as time passes. It was also made easier that the Valium, than the Valium, because I left myself on a small dose versus taking it all away. So I got to check my time here. I don't like going over 20 minutes. I'm going to tell you what my next video is going to be when I'm done this. It's understandable why someone would need to do a quick withdrawal by lack of patience. I'm not saying acute withdrawal is shorter. It's in the mind, right? You don't want to be left on something if you want to take it away because you know you never want to return. That was how I felt. The protracted withdrawal phenomenon will develop from both methods. Taking it away will result in this syndrome when you take it away completely. It's understandable because some people just want to beat it for good. I just said that. With nothing in their systems. You have to be mentally strong and ready for it. These are the recommendations I have before taking my benzo away, any benzo away. Talk to your doctor first about a plan. Do it slowly and incrementally. Taking everything away at once will cause the phenomenon to appear, or appear in a more severe form. Doing it slowly will reduce the chance of the protracted withdrawal phenomenon. So do it slowly. If if you're on anything but Valium, you can use Valium to replace what you're on. Say you're on Ativan, you can replace it with Valium to get off, while the withdrawal occurs as a temporary substitute. But when the withdrawal is done, you have to wean off that slowly. If you saw my video on opiate withdrawal, use the same tools, music above all, Tylenol, Advil, baths, Epsom salts in your bath. Take a bath 3 times a day if you need to. Ask for a massage. Call a crisis line if you have to, or a good understanding friend. Call an addictions line or addictions unit. If you're alone, don't feel ashamed to call a crisis line. It will get you through. It got me through. I don't endorse medication. I don't need people blaming me. A sleep aid may be necessary for a long withdrawal. Find something safe and non-addicting. The truth about benzo withdrawal isn't pretty. It's the hardest drug to come off because of its longevity, coupled with the numerous complex symptomologies. This is laryngeal dystonia that I'm dealing with, why it's so tough to talk. For me, the anxiety was a killer. Hang on and ask for help if you need it. One sec here. So that's it. My next video, It's going to be adhesive arachnoiditis, and I guess it's going to be titled From Couchbound and Bedbound to Standing Again. And I'll have that in about maybe a week or two. Thanks for watching.